Hey everybody. Um, Sorry, I'm a mess. I'm gonna get cleaned up soon. I got a doctor's appointment today. I've been keeping busy trying to beat the heat. Has not been going so great in that department, but I've been trying to keep myself distracted because I'm trying to heed some good advice. I need to reflect, and that was the lesson. That's I'm starting to figure out how all this is working, right? Because again, my whole shtick is I am who I say I am. And part of the experience that I had is making me kind of wishy washy. And that has not been true. I have not been who I say I am. Um, but that's why I say it, because now I have that accountability so I can make that true. And that's why this is happening this way. That's why things are unfolding. So again, I do this in real time so other people can see it in real time. This is how you affect change. It is possible. Everybody can do it. You just have to have the will to do it. And this is how reflection works, right? Reflection is seeing within. That's the spell work. That's where everybody's stuck, because everybody else is thinking reflection as in a mirror. But the way a mirror works is it looks the same, but it is the opposite. If you're right-handed in a mirror, you become left-handed. That's where people are getting stuck. And that reflection, right, becomes projection. Because technically it's all reflection, right? Hopefully I'm not losing you, because I'm just figuring this out myself. The way we need to reflect is that we see ourselves in truth. And when we project, we're putting that truth outwards, not inwards. Does that make sense? That's why I had to go through the lesson of this last, relationship. And not to get too deep, this is not going to be one of those whine and crying videos. This is me understanding the lesson. We were a reflection of each other. We looked similar. It definitely felt like, I had my soulmate. But in truth, we were opposite. The things that I valued were not the same as the things that she valued. And that's okay, because we all have free will. It's just there was never going to be an alignment there. And again, this is the lesson, because we were similar but opposite. That's a shame, because it could have, but we didn't beat the clock. Time ran out, unfortunately. But it is what it is. At least we are, again, this is the point. I've been wallowing in this misery. I've been holding on to this pain. And now I'm getting the lesson. Now I'm releasing. Now I can move forward. I've kind of gotten myself out of this funk. I don't know if you can see, I got junk behind me again. That's because I've been moving the last couple days. I got a ceiling fan hung yesterday. It was disappointing because the motor was shot on it, so it doesn't actually work, but it looks pretty. At least I can say I made the accomplishment, right? Quit dwelling on the negative aspects. That's the lesson. If you look at everything through the lens of the pain, I mean, yes, you have to feel your pain, you have to release it. But if you look at it through the lens of that pain, it distorts the reflection of the truth that you are supposed to reveal in yourself. That's what this is all about. This is truth. This is how you show people how God sees you. When you come into alignment, when you genuinely strive, because again, we are humans, we are imperfect, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't strive for perfection. That's the point. That's, the goal doesn't necessarily have to be attainable to keep going for it. Because there's a reason the expression is accurate of fake it till you make it. I work in reverse. I'm just different that way. I haven't figured that part out yet, but I think this is part of that, though. So yeah, reflect, but do it correctly. For me, it's been I say outwardly what I want to be, and then I become. Whereas the way it's supposed to work is you are supposed to say it inwardly, quietly to yourself, and then become it, and then show by example. But again, this is not like reverse psychology or anything. This is what I signed up for. I do it backwards because, again, I keep saying my testimony is my purpose. This is what my purpose with God is, to be a testimony to the world. This is the change. This is the difference. This is what we can do. This is what we can accomplish. And imagine if there are more like us coming together. It's not hopeless. We can make a difference. Too many people are giving up because they're so used to these systems of oppression that have us living in a fear-based society. Every decision you make is based in fear. And people aren't reflecting. Everybody wants to be shallow. Everybody wants surface level. Nobody wants to give what they want to accept. Nobody can dish what they're putting out. You don't have to worry about your image if there isn't an image. You have to decide what you want to be and become it. And there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There is no shortcut. You got to do the work. You got to teach yourself better habits. You have to learn to recognize what no longer serves your purpose, your higher purpose, or your higher self. Because those things have to be in alignment. If those two things aren't in the same page, you'll know, because you'll be miserable. This is direct from experience. Too many people, again, people will take evil for good and good for evil. Too many people are mistaking the wrong things. They're looking through the wrong lenses. Some people are reflecting, but it's like through a funhouse mirror. I'm just as guilty. This is what I'm seeing now. This is how I am seeing it. And this is why I am sharing it. It is important. Like, I haven't felt up to snuff the last few days. I've been, again, trying to force myself, trying to push through it. And it's been hard. And that's why it's been hard, because I am hard-headed and I haven't been learning the lesson. Now that I'm learning the lesson, I'm starting to feel more myself, because I am coming back into alignment with what I feel I'm supposed to be. It's not bullshit. It's not smoke and mirrors. This is truth revealing itself. This is accountability. This is why it's important. You can't change what the mirror shows you until you understand what it's showing you. And again, too many people are trained now in today's society to only go surface level. You are seeing the parts that are similar. You are not paying attention to what is the opposite. You're still thinking you're right-handed when what you're seeing is left. That's why a lot of people can't empathize, because they're not realizing that's part of that process. You have to understand the truth of what you are seeing. That's how discernment works. I am working on building that skill right now. That's why I'm trying to get a little quieter, trying to let some things settle. I've been my own worst enemy for the last little bit. And I need to let that go. And again, that's what this is about. You know, I know right now people aren't quite caught up, but they're coming. Sometimes in your walk with God, sometimes you're just meant to cross paths. Sometimes you're meant to fall in step. And sometimes only for a while. Sometimes only to teach each other something. And you can't move forward if you don't let go of that connection, because they're meant to go another direction. And that's why you feel so, miserable. That's why you feel like you gave away your identity, because you were trying to walk the wrong path. I spent the last several years trying to figure out how to live life to make her happy. I was not in alignment with what would make God and myself happy. And now I'm finding that out. And the more I focus on that, instead of focusing on the other part, if it hurts, that means look at it closer. That part I have down pat. I'm really good at that part. The part I struggle with is once you get a good look at it and you know what it is, once you know what it is, let it go. You understand it now. Lesson is learned, move on. Next lesson. That's how growth works. And that has been my focus. That's what I've been up to. That's what people have been, again, the reflection, the funhouse mirror. A lot of people have a lot of misconceptions as to what I've been up to and what I've been going through. And some of them, not for lack of trying, because I haven't been reflecting properly. But I'm getting better at it. I'm learning. I'm growing. I'm accepting. I'm taking the lesson. Anyway, starting to go over time, and I've still got stuff to do. I need to keep momentum. I need to get stuff done. So, yes, I am going to be somewhat radio quiet for a while. But don't worry. Again, I'm focusing. I'm honing that discernment. God's telling me it's time for me to take the next step, but I got to be ready for it. So I got to work on that. So that's what I'm doing. That's where I'm at. All right. So, keep doing the work. It is absolutely worth it. No matter how dark it gets, you can get through it. There's always light. If you don't see the light, right? It's not because it's not there. It's because you're dimming it. Don't dim your light. Don't let anyone else dim your light. Quit living in fear. Quit operating from fear. When you truly, authentically start choosing love, real love, love is reciprocal. Love isn't only received, it has to be given. It has to go both ways. That's how we heal. That's how we heal others, Yeah, hurt people do hurt others. That is absolutely true. I have lived that over and over. I've been on both sides of that. But I don't want to. I'm getting real tired of learning lessons. Not to say, I'm done, because it's a never-ending process, but I need a break. I need to recenter and refocus. And that's what I choose. That's what's going to come first, above everything else. I don't care how it looks to the rest of the world. Because I do know what I'm doing. Because I'm not letting me lead anymore. I'm learning how to fall in step. And I'm starting to recognize the path a little better. I'm really grateful for, some people that have come into my life, or either came into my life or come back into my life recently. Because they've all been very powerful in feeding me what I need for these little tidbits to learn these lessons. And again, that's the things you got to look for. That's the Easter eggs. That's how you know God is on your side, because he will send you your nourishment to keep you through the wilderness. This is that process. It's about becoming. You have to match. If it's something you're lacking, once you surrender, God will put it in you. But if it's something that you are withholding, something that you're hiding from yourself, God will make you reveal it. A lot of people mistake vulnerability for weakness. But it's not. It's strength. Not because you don't fall, but because you don't let it keep you down. This is how growth works. This is how you become more. This is how you shed useless weight that you've been carrying for so long. You got to learn to let it go. Again, it's about, I know I'm going way over, but this one's really important. You know, I'm putting together the puzzle pieces. I'm almost there. I almost see the whole picture. I'm getting close. I know it. Or at least for this chapter. Not for the whole picture. Only God can see the whole picture. But He lets us see chapters when you get close to the end. I'm getting ready to move into the next one. I've almost got it. I just need a couple more pieces, and I'm waiting for them to come. That's my problem, is I'm impatient. I'm getting antsy. I want to go forward. I want to move on. Unfortunately, I can't until these last couple pieces show up. But God has shown me they are on the way. You know, it's not going to be in my time. And that's the other thing, you know. You can't beat yourself up too bad on this journey, because that's you getting in your own way. Again, don't block your own shot. That's what fear is about. That's your internal compass. When you're afraid, that means look closer. I know our natural inclination is to look away. I actually have a pretty high pain tolerance. Like, I've been told this several times from medical professionals. And a lot of people see me as delicate, but I'm not. I'm really not. But one of the reasons people see me as delicate is because I haven't realized how strong I am. So I don't portray myself as how strong I am. I know it. And a lot of people can sense it. But then I create that conflict for myself. And then I forget which mirror I'm looking in. Am I looking in? Are they showing me something that is truth? Or are they showing me something that is distortion? Because either way is useful. If it's truth, then you know what to become. If it's distortion, you know to look closer and find the lesson. One of the reasons I have a high pain tolerance is because I fight pain off. I don't like it. I got to quit avoiding. I'm starting to let some of it do its thing. And this is what it's doing. Yeah, it hurts, but God, does it really sharpen you? You want to cut and slice through life? This is how you do it. And that's my cue. I got to go. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. I'll see you in the next one.